are a trade blank. And this is what they would trade for other commodities that other people's brought in, commodities or other stone, or they even found parrot feathers here. It's Alibates flint, just chunks of it. And this is a petrified coral in this rock. So this is a fossil of coral. Inside the voids like a geode. Using large rocks or something really hard for trade money. And this is what they used for money to trade. So it became their economy. We used to think that there were about 700 pits when that was made. Now we could tell like there's we have some kind of little animal that's making holes everywhere. See those mounds?
Beavers?
He poked his head out one morning, and I actually got a look at his face. He kind of looks like a groundhog. But he sure is having fun up here. So this is a model built to scale of what their foundational house would look like. You notice the doorway is about 10 to 12 feet long. All the doorways face east, so that's east direction. And they would dig down 2 to 3 feet, then start their stone. So this is not exactly accurate. If I were an archaeologist today and I saw this, I would know that I would have to dig down to get to the main floor. And once I got to the main floor, what I would find is that they painted all their floors bright red.
With what? Like sand?
Yeah, and the clays.
Oh, clays.
They would make dyes as well from some of the plants that are here. They could get a bright red or bright purple, different colors like that from some of the plants. They would double wall. So the doorways were this long, this wide, but only about this tall. They crawled into their houses. And the archaeologists believe that they did that for protection.
From like mammoth?
From like large animals like cougars, bobcats, things like that. It would add protection. And it would also protect them against intruders, so they would hear the intruders before the walls were solid, and so they would hear them before they would be upon them, in other words. But they also found that when they had these long doorways like this, they would build their walls up to about 6 feet tall. And then they'd put a thatched roof on the top at an angle like this with a hole in the center. So they had the hole in the center because they had cook fires and heat fires that they would burn inside. The archaeologists found out the longer this doorway was, the better draft of the smoke went out of the hole in the center of the house. So they were really, really smart about how they constructed their house. One wall here, and 12 inches in, they did a second wall all the way around. This is just not all completely made, but you see, at 12 inches in, they had second wall, and then they put refuse or things that they didn't use anymore in between the walls to insulate.
How cold does it get here in the winter?
In the winter, it can get down to 27 or lower. So it's pretty cold.
Yeah. In the summer? How
In the
cold?
summer, we had summer days this summer that were 115.
Wow.
And so doing their foundation down in the ground that way would keep their house cooler in the summertime and warmer in the wintertime, because having the ground as insulation, it keeps a more standard temperature inside. Rather than fluctuating with what's outside, it maintains a certain temperature on the inside, usually about 67 degrees.